Hi, moms and dads. Thanks so much for taking the time and listening to this presentation about Astrocamp 2020. The fifth graders will be going with the classroom teachers, Mrs. Danhe, Mrs. Ivy, Miss Keller, and Mrs. Steiner, and we will be headed up to Idlewild, California, which is in the San Jacinto mountain range. And students, teachers, and chaperones will be participating in this science-themed camp. We'll talk a little bit more about chaperones a little bit later in the presentation. So we will be leaving Wednesday, April 15th. We ask that students arrive no later than 7:30 a.m. We'll be meeting in room 9 for temp checks and bag checks. It's like our own little personal TSA. And we hope to be departing on the buses as close to 8 a.m. as possible. Mrs. Flores will get notification when we arrive at camp, and we'll communicate that to the families. And we will return on Friday, April 17th, usually about 3:30 p.m. If we get stuck in traffic or get a late departure, we will go ahead and notify the school to let you know about what time we really will be arriving back at school. So why send your child to science camp? It is a really amazing opportunity, and all of the curriculum at Astrocamp is standards aligned, and it connects with physical and earth science standards. It's also just an amazing opportunity for students to build their confidence, their perseverance, and improve their teamwork skills while also building their science knowledge. Some of the classes that we might participate in while we're there this year are atmosphere and gases. Kids get to blow things up and they love that. They get to build and launch rockets, journey to Mars and climb on Mars's cliffs, and of course the famous zip lining and ropes courses. Astrocamp was actually built as a boarding school, and so some of our classes will take place in a traditional classroom, and some of our classes will be taking place outdoors. There's a large communal dining hall where all meals will be served. The meals are served buffet style, and yet we sit family style around a table. Students are responsible for cleaning up after themselves and having great mealtime manners. If your child has dietary needs, meal accommodations are easily done. Camp does everything possible to make sure every child gets what they need and to have a full belly at every meal. There's also a gymnasium on campus. There's a campus store, which students will be attending one time. There's an outdoor telescope area, the zip lines, challenge obstacles. We also have some outside areas like the meadow and the basketball court, places where kids can go during free time. So our daily routine is pretty consistent. Most mornings we wake up somewhere between 6 and 7. It depends on if we have early breakfast or late breakfast. Your child will be woken up in the dorm by an adult, but really they tend to wake each other up. We get to breakfast, and then from breakfast we have morning classes, and those run 9 to noon. And then we'll have a lunch break, and then afternoon classes, dinner, so on and so forth. After or before every meal, students have free time. And this is where the parent chaperones are vital. Not only are they attending classes with the students, but they're also helping to manage and supervise students during free time. So like I said, before or after every meal, your child will have about 45 minutes to an hour of free time where they can go to the gymnasium or play in the meadow, or they can just sit quietly and journal and kind of lounge and relax. And you'll see we go to class all the way till 9 p.m. Then we head back to the dorms and we have lights out at 10 o'clock. It's really important that the lights out is a firm 10 o'clock because the instructors at Astrocamp actually share the same buildings. They have private apartments, but their walls share with the dorm rooms. So this next slide will be covered on part 2. Just go ahead and click on the next link and we will be ready to pick up there.